G'day all, it's Colin from PCTLC and thanks for joining me. Well, I'm going to do a video on Elementary. I've just installed Elementary. It's and I believe it's up to date. So it was sitting for a while, and the GUI came up and had some updates pending. So I just thought I would run through that in the GUI because I was going to take you through the commands that people suggest, but I believe this may be up to date. So there's no updates pending except for the NVIDIA. So let's just run through it anyway and see what we get. So first of all, I'll open the terminal. Now these terminal commands have to be done to get Elementary sort of up to a position where it can be the same as most other distros out of the box. So now the one thing, if I was to give some constructive criticism to Elementary, I would really like to see, oh that's another thing, minimize button, I've got to add that in. I would really like to see a welcome screen. They do have, I think they call it the Stack Exchange, where they have questions and your questions get answered, so anyone can answer questions or ask questions and anyone can answer them. So but it'd be nice to see a welcome screen here to show you maybe some of the most frequent questions asked and maybe some answers within that welcome screen, or even a link to the Stack Exchange or something. So that's just a criticism I could see here, because a lot of distros are coming out with the welcome screen now, so they're pretty much, a lot of them are coming out of the box. And Elementary 5 is around the corner. It's called 5 now, not won't be 0.5. So maybe they're doing that. I don't know. We'll have to see what they come out with. So anyway, let's get started on these commands. So we have sudo apt-update and sudo apt-upgrade. Put in your password, enter. Don't know what I've done wrong there. Oh, have I? I haven't spelt something right, have I? I'm not the best typist in the world, so excuse me for that. So let's just see what happens with that command, considering I have done a full update anyway. So yeah, we're up to date. So either doing it there, or just wait for the updates to come through on a fresh install on the GUI. It's the same thing. So next we're going to install gdebi. Sudo apt install gdebi. So if you download any .deb files, like Google Chrome can be a .deb file. So when you download Google Chrome from the Google Chrome website, I believe it would be, you would probably more than likely download the .deb file. So you double click it, it's like running a .exe in Windows, and that would install Google Chrome. So you need that gdebi to do that. They're the recommended ones for zip files. So we'll do all those. So I suppose if you come across any peculiar zip files, they should be covered, especially if they're strange ones. So then we will do sudo apt install ubuntu-restricted-extras. This puts in all the codecs and all. Now there's another one called libdvd-pkg, but I think if we have a look here, it may already be in there. True type font, yep. looking for libdvd package. So we'll try that anyway, and it should tell us whether it's installed or not. libdvd-pkg. I know it's not in there, so we're doing that as well. And I'll leave all these in the show notes anyway. Put some extras in as well. So that one definitely is another one that fits in. So the next one will be sudo apt install. It'll be libavcodec-extra ffmpeg. ffmpeg is always needed for quite a few things for video editing and so forth as well, so it's always good to have that in there. And it also puts the libdvd CSS, and sometimes that should be libdvd CSS2, which I'm not sure if that was there or not, but that enables you to play your DVDs if you've got a DVD in your laptop, DVD player. Yeah, libdvd CSS2, there it is there. Okay, so sudo apt install software properties -common. I didn't spell that right, did I? Gee. Typing was never my forte. Yep. Now the software properties common allow you to put PPAs in. And there's another one there that says Python software properties. I'm not sure if you need that, but it was one of the recommendeds. Python software properties, just check that. Yep. And it's installing anyway, so we'll go ahead and install that. It says that that's needed to use add-apt-repository, which you also need to add PPAs, but I thought the software properties common would have covered that, but we'll just install that anyway. Anything extra is always good. Okay, so we need to add a repository, a PPA, the Java, update that, install Java. There's normally the icedtea one too. I think that covers icedtea. I think covers a lot of things in Google Maps and stuff, I believe. Okay, so 13 minutes to download that file, so that took quite a while. So I'll pause the video while that was going on. So the next thing we're going to do is icedtea-plugin. I thought that was part of that, but it's not. And I do remember installing this on other operating systems quite a few years ago. I'm pretty sure it enables you to read maps and little other things within the maps and all that sort of thing. Otherwise you won't be able to read things properly, won't be able to bring up the information correctly or something. I'm pretty sure that's what it's all about. Not 100% sure, but I remember that being the case for something anyway. So as you can see, there's if I show you the my little cheat sheet here, you can see that what have we got? Besides that, if you do a graphical user interface update, then you're okay. But you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I'll include this one as 10. So 10 things to do to get elementary up and running. So it can be up and running anyway, but these things are just needed to improve your experience. Otherwise, you might be finding yourself, if you're a new user to Linux, you might be finding yourself scratching your head quite a fair bit trying to figure out what's going on. Now, I was mentioning, and I'll have a look, see if I can find it, in elementary.io or something, I think it is, their website. No, that's not finding it. Probably a HTTPS, is it? That's the one. So if you go to this website, we'll just have a look at our, yeah, that's still, these things take a while, these Java things. So if you go to support in elementary and you click on Stack Exchange, that's where you'll find that they've got a lot of questions. Elementary OS Stack Exchange is a question and answer site for developers and users of elementary OS and applications. Join them, it only takes a minute. So here's how it works. Anybody can ask a question, anybody can answer. Now, elementary used to have, when I was running Luna, and I used to run elementary Luna for quite a while, and when I was running that, they had a beautiful website, all set out with all commands like this to get you up and running. And it was a really beautifully laid out website. So I don't know why they've given that up. It's I don't understand that, because now they've got a busy site here where you got to ask questions and all that. Whereas if they had a welcome screen with a link to these basic things to get elementary up and running, I'm sure it'd be a lot easier for people coming from Windows and so forth, but maybe there's a method in their madness, I don't know. Maybe there's something else that I'm unaware of. But anyway, I just thought I'd give you that history on elementary Luna, because I used to run that quite a fair bit and I really liked it until all these different things started happening. But I'm just going to put that behind me and see if I can get this thing up and running and get it to a point where I'm happy with it and see whether it works or not. So I'm just going to pause this again until this is finished. Okay, so that's those two. These two are the longest. I don't know whether that's a slow website or what. This one and this one, those two take a while to download. Okay, so now I like my super key set to open the applications menu, which it doesn't do. You can hear me pressing the key, it's not working. So apparently this is the command to sort that out. This is the recommended command for Loki. So apparently it doesn't mess up the super key combination for all the other things. So let's have a look. Now it's opening the menu. That's great. I like that. Okay, so now we're going to install the tweaks. Did I close that? I have a habit of doing that. So we'll add this repository, and we know the PPAs are working because I've added the other previous one. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so that's the tweaks getting installed. Now I've got NVIDIA on this laptop, but I'm not sure whether I want to use it or not, because it is a troublesome NVIDIA card. So I'm so lost without a minimize. I'm so lost without minimize. So system settings, all settings, tweaks are not showing. I may have to log out and log back in. So let me do a restart and I'll be back. Okay, we're back into elementary. I've restarted, so we'll have a look at the tweaks. There we go. Had to do a restart anyway, there's too many things happening. So now what we're going to do is, let's have a look. We need to change the window controls to Windows. Yeah, that looks better. I don't know if I like the look of that though. Ubuntu? No. No. Minimize right? No. So it'll have to be Windows. Okay, that's fine. Just odd looking things there, that's fine. Minimize, yep. Then we've got our menu working, and the one thing we want to check to make sure that things haven't messed up is if we go to system settings, we go to our all settings, keyboard, shortcuts. So we want to have a look at the super key, toggle maximize, super key and up arrow and down arrow. Oh no, down arrow is the other one. Okay, so they all seem to be working. Minimize, super key and H. Okay. So that's working. So it seems as though it hasn't messed up all the other configs of the super key combinations, which is good. So they all appear to be working. Windows overview, it's super key W. Yep. Okay, that's cool. No problem at all. Overall, it's running pretty smooth. System monitor. Let's have a look at. There's no system monitor in here, is there? No. Let's just do something very quickly. Install htop. Let's have a quick look at what the system is doing, because I'm not running too many things at the moment. So memory is 1.2. Okay. 1.18. So that's about on par with what Deepin runs, and also GNOME desktop, GNOME desktop. Install Synaptic. If it will install. Let's just try it out. Synaptic. Synaptic. Let's close the App Store. So this is another one of those situations. So I'm going to add that to here on my cheat sheet, which is sudo apt install Synaptic. Now another thing that confuses me a little bit with this Scratch here, which is this thing here, that's their text document, which is Scratch. Now there's no undo. Restore this file. So if you make a mistake and you restore the file, it'll restore it back to where it was probably before that mistake. So open a folder, restore this file. There's no undo. Unless I'm missing something. Preferences, interface, file manager, so I can't find an undo anywhere there, which is a bit strange. Oh, what's this here? No, close tabs. Okay, so one more thing I've added to my little cheat sheet here is this one here, TLP, which is a battery saver. So if you're on a laptop, it's best you install TLP, which is a battery saver program. You just install it, get it started, and forget about it. It'll just run in the background. It's another PPA we've added. At least we know the PPA is working anyway. Try that again. It's locked. Another process is using it. Oh, must be. What's using it? I don't know. Oh, Synaptic Package Manager, of course. Arrow up, install. Had the package manager running, that's why I wouldn't install. And sudo tlp start. Once that's installed. So our list is growing. We're probably now up to 12 commands, 13 if you count the update and upgrade. Started in AC mode, okay. All right. So I'm very sure that's pretty much it for setting up elementary. Now it's a matter of knowing what software you need and install it either through the App Center or Synaptic Package Manager. So I'm gonna run this for a little while and see how it goes. I'm reasonably happy that I'll be able to get everything I want in elementary. I haven't looked to see whether, I'm pretty sure they said today on Big Daddy Linux Live that Firefox was available in here. Yes, it is. And also I think Chromium is available. Yes, it is, but Google Chrome you'd have to download. Well, actually that's let me try a .deb file while I'm recording. I've got Google Chrome on a .deb file, so we'll just check that out. Yep, that showed up pretty quick. That's all right. Apps, Google Chrome. Let's copy that to downloads. Now I must say the interface is pretty quick, so pretty happy with that. It's pretty snappy. So let's just try the .deb, make sure that's all working. And that'll probably come down as an update in the Software Center for an update to Google Chrome, because it's a bit of an older one now, but that's all right. Now I'm trying to shift everything over to Firefox because that has now got a good integration with importing your or remembering I have signed up. I haven't sorted out all my bookmarks yet, so I've got to sort all that out. Try and bring it up to the speed I've got Google Chrome. So I've got to get all that stuff from Google Chrome into Firefox and populate all that and then save it in Firefox. I can do the same with Firefox, maybe use that a bit more. So let's have a look in our menu for Google Chrome. There it is. Oh, actually, I prefer just to see where it is here. There it is. So that's all up and running. Make it default. Don't like that Epiphany browser much, to be honest. Settings. Show the home button, and that'll all happen anyway. Use the system borders. Close that and then get up and running again. Keep in dock and undo that one. Okay, so that's all up and running, and no doubt that'll come down as an update. It normally does in most distros anyway, so just give it some time. One more thing we want to add is or install is menu Libre. So sudo apt install menu Libre, password. So you'll see that it's already installed. What we're going to do now is go to the menu and look for main menu editor. Now in the menu I've got dconf editor I've been using for other purposes, but not for this video. And then you have the Oracle stuff here that we installed, the Java. So we're going to go to the main menu. Now there's one Java under Internet. We're going to hide and save. And there's another one I think under System Tools. Going to hide and save, and the dconf editor as well, which is here, hide and save. So by rights, when we look in here, now dconf editor is gone, Oracle stuff is gone, so they're gone from the menu. All you've got is a nice clean apps, all your apps in here. So normally you don't use gdebi, maybe you do, but double click and stuff does that anyway, but we can keep that there, but that's all your apps there. But if you still want to find it, you do a search for Oracle and it will still come up in the menu. It's just, it will come up on a search, but it just won't be in your standard menu, so it keeps it nice and clean. So there you go, dconf editor. So that's a couple examples there, but as you can see, nice and clean, just all your apps that you use. Beautiful. All right, well, I'll continue to run this for a while and see how it goes, and maybe report back once I've installed some apps and played around with it and LibreOffice and all that, and maybe just make a follow-up video. So hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.